Welcome to Vision for the Nation. 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 Hello and welcome to Vision for the Nation. I am MC Danny and welcome again to the show. Hope you had a great week. Sorry that we didn't come last week due to some issues that was happening. We couldn't come, and there's been a lot that is going on. Yesterday I was also supposed to be live, but due to the show that was going on, we had to hold back a bit. Anyway, once again, welcome to Vision for the Nation. I am Danny MC and hope you had a great week. In today's show, we're talking about corruption. Corruption. We know that's a big topic and it's something we want to be looking at in the future. How do we fight against corruption? How do we put it to the minimum? They say there's no free, corrupt-free nation in the world, and that's true. You will always have it in one way or the other. But how do we bring it to the bare minimum? How do we put, laws or institutions or things that will fight against corruption? Why does it happen in the first place? Why is it that people are corrupt? Why do we give bribery? Why are they asking for it? Questions like that. We want an Ambazonia that people can be free, people can do things based on what they merit, they can achieve things, they can achieve, be in certain position based on, they call meritocracy, based on your merits. I mean, if you should be very good in a particular field of studies, why not lead or why not be in that field of studies so that your nation can go forward? Well, once again, welcome to Vision for the Nation. Please, before we go on, I would like you to, share with someone, call someone on the phone, share, on WhatsApp, share on YouTube, wherever you can, please share. We are now live on ABC Amber TV, and I'm delighted and grateful for this opportunity and also for the time that we're going to have in the show. We are hoping to have the show limited to about 1 hour. So when it's time to call, please do not wait, because as you and I know, Secretary Chris is going to be coming live in a moment for his interview that he has. So please, if you have the opportunity and you can send us a message on Facebook, on the ABC Facebook. You can also send us a message on WhatsApp, and just reach out and speak to us. Those who are on ground zero, please, if you want to be as anonymous as you can, just drop a message. You can call as well. We do our best not to mention any names here. Yes, and again, I want to again appeal on you, for those who are watching, please go on our YouTube page, Vision for the Nation YouTube page. Please go subscribe and click on that like button. I want to see that subscription go up to 1,000, so that we can share the word out there. So please do me the favor, go ahead, share with others, call somebody on the phone, let them know that Danny MC with Vision for the Nation is live right now on ABC Amber TV. Okay, good. Well, for today, we want to look at the topic again, as I said, corruption. Why are people corrupt? What is the thing that causes corruption in a nation? What are some of those effects that are causing corruption in a nation? What are those things that, when a country is corrupt, will cause that country to become? What are those things? I would like to hear your voice today when I give the line. When I open the line, I would like to hear you make a call. Right now, the lines are not yet open, so please hold on while I do a little presentation before we go on that. So, why corruption? Now, corruption is something, in case you are not really in this world or you don't really know what it means. Corruption is a form of bribery. In fact, it's bribery in a sense, and it is trying to buy your way. Now, either it is enforced on you or you initiate it. Some people, they think, okay, because I've been asked bribe or to bribe, it means that I'm okay, I didn't do anything wrong. So they go ahead to think, okay, my conscience is free, so they think, okay, I'm not the one who initiated it, but it's still part of corruption. You giving, you taking is part of corruption, because if that process was opened up in an open legal way, in a platform, you will not do it because many people are watching. Okay, I don't want to go so much deep into the definition, but I think you get my point. So what are some of those things that corruption does in a nation? Number one, it really crumbles and destroys the economy of a nation. If we let people be corrupt in Ambazonia, we will have a nation that is crumbled or that is crippled economically. We will be in a position where, just like on the other side of the Mongo, where things are so, in fact, we don't even want to go there because it's so bad right now. The level of corruption, the things that are ongoing is just so horrible. That is not the Ambazonia we want. We want a place where you can achieve things because you merit them and not because you were able to buy your ways. Or, I remember back in the days in La Republique, one time I was traveling to Douala, and I overheard on the news. I heard on the news on the radio, where they were talking about children. Listen to this: children that were bribing their teachers to pass. Now, this is not university or professional or national education. National exam. These were students in, I think it's I don't know again what the terminology is, but I think there was something like Form 1 or so, Form 1, Form 2, or that kind of level. Can you imagine at that level? I don't know if it's premier, what they call it again. They were bribing their ways. And it was so funny because if you did not do it, then the teacher was not going to make you pass. Wow. This is years and years back. We're talking of almost, 15 or so years. You can imagine the situation right now, what it is. It has become so much, it's an epidemic right now. It's like people believe that that is a way of life. And so they have done everything to make this system corrupt and continue, especially those that enjoy from it. Why must we have to bribe for everything that we need to do? Businesses are not running because they cannot afford to bribe. The government itself, the country itself cannot enjoy its potential because other people are in place who are not supposed to be there. Corruption is dangerous. It's like a cancer in a system, because once corruption has its way, it simply means anything goes. So if the enemy or an enemy of another from another country was to attack your system and they are able to corrupt your system, then they have their free way. They can come at the border, bribe the border, just walk in, do what they want to do. If it's to attack the nation, do the attack, and they walk away. Why? Because they had their way very easy, because they had the money. Can we get to this point where we can stand our ground, know our values, know what we want, work according to what we desire and what we want to achieve? That is the Ambazonia I am looking at. An Ambazonia that is corrupt free, or at least the corruption will be so minimal, and even those who engage themselves will be so afraid to do it. And so I want to listen to you, what your opinions are for solutions. What can we implement? What can we establish? What can we put on the ground to make sure that when we have our nation, because we are going to have it, when we have our nation, we are sure that corruption is not going to be the talk of the day, but instead transparency. Before I continue, there is a lady, that's all I'm going to give as information, who wrote to me in that, in the early days when I started with the show, about your vision for the nation. And we're going to revisit that topic, your vision for the nation. What is it? What is it God has shown you? What is it you have in mind? What do you have impressed in your spirit? We're still going to do that because that is so important for us. So I'm going to read what she wrote. I promised that I was going to do that. I think there's another one. I'm not sure if I read it, but I remember that I had to do this. So she says, "Good evening, sir." And then she gives her name. My vision, God has shown me 4 times. I saw the boys, or some boys, sitting and listening in for a song in a radio. Well, I'm just trying to say it as she is written. And they told me the song is being composed by the boys. That's a vision she had. She saw these boys, they were sitting, 4 of them. They were listening to music. And then she was being told that this song was composed by them. So she says that was during my 21 days fasting, when I asked God the meaning. On another day, I went into a trance. In that deep sleep during the day, I saw the Commercial Avenue. Okay, I think this is in Bamenda. Commercial Avenue. I saw trucks of soldiers going down on the military trucks. I saw a flag on each truck. It was white and blue. So literally she saw these trucks that, was where soldiers were coming down, and it was white and blue. Well, it's possible that it's the UN. I cannot really say, and it's possible that it's our own military, our own defense force that have taken over. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. It might mean something to you, it does mean something to me anyway. But one thing again I want to say is that we are winning big time. And God, as I always said, is in this revolution. This is a God-ordained revolution. That is why I can sit on this platform and I can communicate with you, because I know for sure that God is in this business, is in this revolution. It is God-ordained. Okay, good. Coming back to our topic, corruption. Now, what are some of the solutions against corruption? I want now to open the lines, and I want to hear, maybe you have a concern, you have something you want to share about on this topic, an advice you want to give, solutions you want to give. So I'm going to now open the line. If you want to call, please do so now while we are on the topic. Today, we'll be ending the show by 7:30 Amber time, which is not too far from now, because Secretary Chris is going to be coming up. So please don't wait for the last minute. Make your call right now. While I'm waiting for those calls, I just want to encourage anybody out there, even in this challenging period that we are, to take heart, to be strong, and know that God is in control. You see, the enemy might think they are winning for some time, and it might look like they are winning. But just like we've seen in this revolution, how he has always surprised us, many things have been happening that you cannot explain. It is the same way that God will continue to intervene until we have our nation, our breakthrough, until we have Ambazonia. It's our God-given blessing. We own it. It's our own, just the same like those in La Republique own their land, just the same like those in the US own their land, just the same like those in Germany own their land. God has blessed us with Ambazonia, and it's our responsibility to make sure that we keep it just like the Garden of Eden, that we have to take care of it. So we need to be in a position of strength where we can take care of our own land, and we can enforce and make sure that things are done in the rightful way. So just an encouragement to say, hang on there, be strengthened. The interim government is certainly concerned. They are, and not just the interim government, there are other groups out there who are doing tremendous work. And I will refer to the interim government generally because that is the main body that we are seeing as the leadership in this revolution. Not the one of the main ones though, not the only one. Okay, let me just pick up this call. Hello, good day, and welcome to Vision for the Nation.
Hello, sir.
Hello, who's speaking, please?
This is Chief Carlos.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm live right now. We can talk later on.
No problem.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Sorry about that. That was one of a random call that came in. Yeah. So if you have a comment, anything you want to discuss right now on this topic, please do make your comments. Do put in your call right now as we go on. I'm going to look if there's any comments on Facebook. Okay. Oh wow, I can see already some comments that have been coming in here. Okay. Okay, someone says revolutionary greeting. Oh, somebody's talking about embezzlement. Oh yeah, that is another topic on its own. Yeah, that is another topic on its own. And I think that is something we need to really fight against. Because when you take something that is not yours, you cannot tell me that you will have a good conscience or that is right. Ethically is wrong. So that is something that we as a nation must fight against. I used to say those who are embezzling, is it as if there are no traces of transaction or what is happening? No, it's because people have decided to just be corrupt. So yes, that is something we want to fight against, corruption. Yeah, somebody said this happens when people are not truthful to themselves or truthful to one another. True. We want transparency. We want transparency. We have to be transparent. We must be a nation that is transparent, accountable to the people, accountable to those that are under our leadership. Because it's important. You need to be accountable, and we must implement solutions that call for accountability. One of them is by digital means. Yes, it's by digital means, digital accounting, even financial accounting digitally. I remember, I won't go so much into detail, but I remember, some incident some time ago where I was trying to follow something, and the summary of it all was that, hey, you know what? In the days in La Republique, we cannot implement accounting, software because you won't be able to cheat. You won't be able to twist the figures round. That is not an Ambazonia that we want. We want an Ambazonia that is truthful. And also we will call on the government to say, while we are doing our best to pay our taxes, while we are doing our best to be truthful to ourselves, you also, on the other hand, make things light for us. We don't expect a government that is there taxing their people as if they have done something wrong to them. You cannot tax your people so heavily. That is something which I want us to look at probably next week. Taxation is my next topic. Watch out. Taxation. How do we go about it? Okay, let's leave that for next week. So, corruption. How do we fight against corruption? What are some of the things we can do to fight against corruption? Like I mentioned, one of them is digital accountancy. Making sure that we are transparent. Making sure that things are brought to light. Let those that can speak out, speak out. Encourage those that can speak out. They say, forgotten what I was going to say, but we need to shame the devil. There will come a time, if people are not careful, their names will be called out, put to shame, so that this action is hindered, and so that we can have a transparent and a good governance. Because good governance is important for a nation to grow. We cannot have an Ambazonia that we are dreaming of, or this Ambazonia that we are dreaming of, with such attitudes of corruption, actions of corruption, and all the like that is undergoing in the country, whether in secret or in open. It must not be tolerated. Because look at it this way. If you and I allow corruption, you and I will suffer the consequences. The consequences will be what? You will still continue in your bad roads. You will still continue struggling with all types of challenges of life, with all types of difficulties because of corruption. You will not be able to achieve your goals, or you will not be able to achieve those things that you merit, because somebody somewhere is paying somebody to get what they do not deserve. That is not what we want. We want an Ambazonia that is truthful. We want an Ambazonia that respect each other. We want an Ambazonia that is true to itself, and a place where corruption is not the talk of the day, but instead we have transparency, good governance, being an example. That is the talk of the day. So yes, please do call in. I can see here. Sorry about this. I can see that I had some missed calls. 1 second. Let me just fix this. I'm sorry for those who just tried calling. I just realized that the phone was on silent. So if you want to call, please do call. I'm very sorry about that. Just realize that. So yes, we've got about 30 minutes to go on the show. If you want to make a call, do make the call right now. Give us what you think about corruption. Solutions. I want to hear from you. What are the things that we can implement? Like I said before, one of it is making sure that transparency is the talk of the day. Another one, digital accountancy. Making sure that things are done in a way that is transparent. Because when you have a digital system, it is very easy to track down. Obviously, we don't want to be what they call big brother. It's like, you want to be a big brother. You give the government so much right that they cannot abuse the right. No, that's not what we want. But we want a system that is transparent, and only in a digital, at least for now, from what we know, a digital system is that which will help us to achieve some of these things. Now, corruption happens where? In many places. You have the police, you have the judiciary, you have schools, you have, sadly, as we know, on ground zero, bribery on the road. That is just like number one. It's as if it's become a norm. It's just now normal. But we don't want that. We don't want people to inflict pain and intimidation through corruption. No. There must be a way that it can be reported. We must implement a system that it is reported, and also with great sanctions. Because corruption means hindrance to economy, hindrance to our progress, politically, economically, in other ways that we want Ambazonia to move on. So we do not want corruption in Ambazonia. Once again, you're watching Vision for the Nation, and this is MC Danny. Okay, let me continue to read. I will not read any stupid comments that I see. It doesn't help anyway. Okay. I like what somebody said. They say education is the first tool. Thank you so much, because I had that in mind to discuss. We need to educate ourselves. It's important for us to educate ourselves to do that which is right. Now, some of you are there pouring out some funny comments, but it is this very thing that we are talking about that will help our nation tomorrow. These very things that we are talking about. It's important that we begin to speak out on these things. We must plan right now. I'll keep on saying on this platform, we must plan now, not wait till later on. You see, they say proper preparation prevents poor performance. We want to be a nation that performs well economically, in the law, judiciary, in the military, in every aspect. We want to be sound. To run a nation, for a nation to be successful, it is hard work. It's not a joke. It's not a small thing. It takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of sacrifice. And it takes a lot of planning. So for Ambazonia to be great, for Ambazonia to be what we are dreaming for it to be, we must start right now preparing and working hard to make sure that it becomes the place we want to be. And it begins with shows like this. It begins with you and I speaking. It begins with we changing our mentality. We need to change this mentality that, everything will just be all right. No, we need to change that mentality as if it's some other people who will come and fix it for us. We are the ones that need to stand our ground. It is I, and it is you who have to stand their grounds to make sure that what we want to see in Ambazonia happens. It will not happen by other people doing it for us. That is why we do not have a nation right now that has come and is supporting us on the ground against the violence. It is we ourselves, because it's a fundamental right for us to defend ourselves. It's not somebody else. And it's not somebody else who's going to come and make our nation to be corrupt free. It's not somebody else who's going to come to our nation and make it the way we want it to be. We have got to stand our ground. We have got to fight the battle. And we have got to put the implementations in place, not somebody else. Do not expect another man to come and build your house. You have hands, you have to build it, because that person has his own responsibility. So once again, please make your call. Okay, I'm seeing some comments that are coming on WhatsApp. Just a moment. Okay. Okay, somebody writes, say, hello, Danny, your point for about corruption in many countries, especially developing countries like most African countries, problem, the cause, I think, unfair distribution of economy and not rule of law, and also poverty, moral problem. To solve the problem, working on the morale of people more. Well, that's a good point. We need to work on the morals. Yes, you know, once you know what it means to be corrupt, and the effect it has on your community and the effect it has on your nation, you will begin to change your mentality and change your ways. You begin to change the way you think. So thanks so much for that contribution. I'm just looking through comments right now. Somebody says, good evening, comrades. Strong institutions where everyone is equal before the law. Okay, that's a good point. Jerry Rawlings dealt with corruption by inflicting capital punishment. Well, I don't know if that's what the government will decide, but there needs to be some form of punishment, obviously. There should be cameras in all public offices and highway. You know, that's a good one. England is very well known for that. So our school curriculum should include values and virtues at all levels. Very good point there. I think, like somebody said before, education is very important. The moment we begin to educate ourselves of our values, of our virtues, we will not engage. If you look at Europe, if you look at the States and other places, as well as in Japan and some other places, you see that they put so much emphasis on their values. And so the people's mindset is not so much about corruption. They don't work daily thinking about how they're going to corrupt somebody to achieve something. I mean, it does happen. Please don't get me wrong. It does happen. And it's true that it's something you cannot eradicate. There's no 100% eradication of corruption. But definitely there is the possibility to bring it so low. And that is what we want to achieve. You know, that is what we want to achieve. So I'll continue to read the comments here. Yeah, somebody says it is the role of the central government to lay this foundation. Thanks for that point. Just to talk on that point regarding what this person says about it is the responsibility of the central government to do that. It's our responsibility. We are the government. It's you and it's I. So if you don't begin to contribute now, if you don't begin to speak to your government, because you are part of the government is the people, right? The government is the people. So do not think, as I was saying earlier on, do not think that it's supposed to be the responsibility of some other person. Everybody should do their role. There are those who will be responsible, but whatever you can, do it, and do it now. Do not wait for later. Do not wait that when, it's a responsibility of some other person, so I don't care, or I'm not going to get myself involved. No. If you can, you do it. You know, it's important to have some of these talks because it helps. Even those that are saying, we don't need this nice because it helps them to also be aware, to start also thinking and preparing towards what we are talking about. So yes, it's important. They will have that responsibility as a government, but we are the government and we have to be behind them to make sure that they put things on track. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got 20 minutes to go, and we'll come back again and continue after this. Welcome to Vision for the Nation. Hi, welcome again to Vision for the Nation. I am Danny MC, and in today's topic, we're talking about corruption, its effect, and solutions towards it. How do we tackle corruption? Somebody had talked about embezzlement, which is one very big level of corruption, where people that have the opportunity and the privilege of holding certain position of great control decide to abuse that position and take away huge amounts of money that have been meant for government projects, for projects that will help to elevate poverty, advance the nation, and then they take it for their own personal gain. Sadly, this is happening a lot. We know of this very well in La Republique. We don't want that system. We want a system of transparency and a system where people can get what they merit, what they deserve, putting in hard work, and also with good values and virtues for the nation. So please do call. The lines are open right now. You can call us on WhatsApp. Please, the number is on the screen. That's +44 7379 487450. You can also I don't know who is calling here. Please, if you want to call us on WhatsApp only. Do not call on Facebook or on YouTube or any of those social media. Please make your call on WhatsApp only. Okay, let me see if there are any other comments. Okay, I'm getting lots of comments that are coming in by WhatsApp today. I guess lines are not so good, but at least good thing people are sending in their comments. Okay. Please, ladies and gentlemen, you excuse me. Sometimes I have to filter this information because some of them are not even related to what we're talking about. So, okay. Somebody's comment. He says the authority should ensure that defaulters or those caught in corrupt practice should be punished. Yes, I agree with you. That is a practice that we should not encourage or tolerate, and such individuals should really be put to shame, and because it's we might not see it. It's the little thing that make the big thing. Just think of it that in Ambazonia, out of a number of 8 million, 3 million are involved in corruption. Just trying to build something here. Now you imagine the effect. What it simply means is that 3 million people's funds, money, and things like that are now in the hands of the wrong people. And therefore, the nation does not progress. You might be in that position where you have benefited from such, but I can guarantee you that, number one, your conscience, it has war with you. For example, you have a certificate, you know you bribed your way. You know deep in you that you do not deserve it. And one day the light, it will show up. We know the case of, Mr. Ekema, who sadly is of late right now. We know what happened to him. So it can happen to anybody. When you begin to play those trickery games and those kind of things, it can happen to you. Even at one of the best moments of your life, where you think you're achieving. Even here, even abroad in the US, I've heard of stories that people who had, bribed their ways and faked their documents and faked, their certificates and things like that, they were being caught up. So it's not a best practice. It's a mindset. If you've done in the past, it's time for you to repent. Begin to think differently. Instead, stand for doing it right. Stand for things happening in the right way. Because we cannot allow corruption to have its way as if it's normal. It's a big thing. It's a very, very big thing. It's a major problem in nations. And it cannot be dealt with lightly. That's why we're talking about these things. It cannot be dealt with lightly. Corruption is like cancer that eats up the economy. Because, for example, a minister of let me just say, education, a new program, somebody wants to introduce a new program. You know very well that that program is wrong. It's not a good program for the students or for those in education. Yet, because you take some money, that program now is being allowed to go through. Before we know it, that program now is instituted. And before you know it, children's lives are getting affected, and then the community is getting affected because of a bad program that was led in the education. I'm not going to give you an example exactly of what kind of program, but you get the idea. Now, what has happened? Because that minister was corrupted. That is why the whole community is affected. Maybe it's a program that instilled some kind of behavioral problems or just gave a wrong impression about certain things, and because of that, like I said, I could give you an example, but I'm not going to give you examples, and then it now starts distorting the behavior of young people, and before you know it, your nation is affected. Why? Because of money that was received on one end. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a big issue. It's something that we cannot let go lying down. We cannot. We have to stand our ground and say no to such practices. So, if you are on the other end of, listening to me today, I want you to begin to think differently. To begin to, especially those who are passionate for their nation, Ambazonia. I want you to begin to, just like we're fighting La Republic right now, we should fight against corruption. Have that instilled in your mind. Once we have our nation, we will begin to put things to make sure that such things do not happen. Because how is the nation going to progress with corruption? How? You tell me. How is it going to progress? How is it going to progress with corruption happening everywhere? No. That is not what we want. That is not what I want. And that's not what you certainly want. We want a nation that is corrupt-free. A nation that we will certainly be in a place of great joy. That yes, we fought a good fight. So ladies and gentlemen, as we round up, we have 10 minutes to go. Let me just see if there are any other comments. Okay. Okay. Yeah, somebody's putting comments here that are not related. Good comments, but they are not related. I won't go to that. Let me just check on WhatsApp if there are any comments. Okay. Let me read this comment here. Or somebody said corruption can be eradicated by implementing meritocracy. Well, meritocracy is it's a process where, like I said before, you are achieving things by merit. Yeah, that's a very good point. Because most often when people work hard for something, why would they bribe? Why should they bribe to get what they merit? I mean, you take a student, for example, I'll go back to our education system, who has, say, 10 A's. You want to give that child or the parents to go and bribe for him to have a scholarship? What sense does that make? What sense does that make? It makes no sense. It makes no sense, ladies and gentlemen, that we'll have, say, a bright student. There are programs out there that are meant for such cases, which can enhance the nation's economy. Which because you putting them in a special program or giving them scholarship encourages them to study harder, and before you know it, they become great researchers, great professors, people who are bringing and contributing greatly to the economy, greatly to the society, inventing and bringing things that helps the nation. And if we don't, if we allow corruption, then this particular student can go nowhere, has to struggle, forgo their dream. Before you know it, they are frustrated. And once frustration kicks in, guess what? The next thing is now giving up and just giving yourself to what, I don't know, what is maybe not good in life for you. That is not the Ambazonia we want. We want an Ambazonia that is standing strong, is standing tall. Okay, just a moment, let me pick up this call. Good evening, welcome to Vision for the Nation. How are you doing today?
Hello?
Yeah, hello, good evening, welcome to Vision for the Nation. How are you doing?
Yeah, this is now that I'm joining the program, so can I have the topic for today?
Oh, yeah.
Me for the topic of today.
Yeah, today we are talking about corruption, and we are almost getting close. I don't know if you have any contribution, anything you want to say, any solution against corruption in Ambazonia, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, you can call later, that's fine. But we are soon closing the show. So thanks so much for your call, yeah?
Well, the line is...
Sorry?
That is not the Ambazonia.
Okay. Please, just to say, if you are calling, make sure that you lower your TV set and speak with me just on your phone. Don't listen to your TV set while you're calling, because it creates delay. Well, we are soon going to round up on the show. We've got 7 minutes to go. If you still have the opportunity to call, to make your voice known, to make your comment on this topic. Today, again, we're talking on corruption. Corruption is a cancer in any system. It's a cancer. Embezzlement is a cancer. Today, we are struggling and we are dealing with so many evil and pain because of corruption that's been happening. And we need to find lasting solution. I'm happy for such programs like this show, because it helps to remind us of some of the things we need to take very important. This particular topic, corruption, is a big one. And if you think it's something so easy to tackle, think again, because it can be very challenging. But I'm happy because if we begin to plan right now, if we begin to put our minds together, we will certainly and most assuredly have a solution. Just like how people are bringing in their comments, and giving suggestions. That is how we build our nation. That is how we get guidance towards a great future. And you and I, we want to be in a place where we can later on in life look back and be happy that yes, we were able to get our land, we're able to get our nation, and behold, what a great nation. It will not come by ways of corruption, by allowing such in our nation. It will not happen that way. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is not the route we want to follow. We want to ensure that we are going to live in a place where we can enjoy the fruits of the land. Yes, where we can enjoy the fruits of the land. Okay, let me continue to look if there are any other comments. Okay, we don't have any comments here. Just a moment there. Okay. Well, somebody just says, God bless Ambazonia. Yes, God bless Ambazonia indeed. Okay. Well, somebody says, if the judicial is independent, corruption will be reduced. That's a good statement. I think it's something to ponder upon. Okay. Hello. Good evening and welcome to Vision for the Nation. How are you doing?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, that is.
Go ahead. Hello? Hello? Okay, I just lost that caller. Okay, let's try it again. Yeah, hello? Yeah, hello?
Yes.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Hello, the network is very. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is a really like killing us Amazonian because we are copying the Republic fashion of corruption. If those in the Ganzero are doing such corruptions, then how are we expecting us here in those in the diaspora is doing those type of corruption? What are expecting us in the Ganzero to do? So this is what is really killing us. If we can stay away from the Republic system, then we can build up a good nation to make Amazonian part. And if we cannot stay from corruption, we can never get our country. And anybody who is part of the corruption, we should kick the person away and move forward to get our nation. So that is the most important thing. We should not behave like the Republic who sell their hands and spare our nation, because if we continue in this way, we can sell one person can sell the nation just in a second of an hour. So we should not spare anybody who is doing corruption in this struggle, because we must get our homeland. By fire, by crazy, we must get our homeland. Thank you.
Thank you too. Okay. Well, by fire, by kerosene. That's interesting. Yeah, thanks for that. I did not want so much to dwell on the current situation. Sometimes you have to use wisdom to avoid some stuff for some reason. So that's why I didn't go. But we've seen it. We've seen it a lot. There's a lot of corruption. People who are taking this revolution and using it now for their gain. They wish that the war will continue so that they continue to profit from it. But, God is watching, number one. And don't be surprised, you who is involved in such things, don't be surprised to find yourself one day in the court of justice to answer for those actions. So please, I'm not here to give warning to anybody in an authoritative way as if I've got to do this or that, but it's an advice that, disease from what will hinder this revolution, especially when it comes to things like corruption. There's just so much happening. I don't want to go into it so much. I want us to look at the future. But yes, certainly, like the caller said, there are a lot of things that are happening right now that we need to fight against. But I expect good leadership, and I trust our leaders. One of the problems that we're having in this revolution is because we do not really trust our leaders. And we think the task is easy. Yeah, we think it's so easy. That's why we can just talk and smear and do all kind of stuff. But it's not easy, and we must trust them. Sadly, there are some that are corrupt. There are some that are ready, to do anything for their belly. There are some that are really not good in their actions and their ways of doing. But I don't want to concentrate on that. I want to concentrate on what is good, and I know that there are many, many more, far more than that number, that are doing the right thing, or they are doing at least their best to do what is right. So don't be so carried away by that. Know that we are moving forward. God is with us, and we look forward for a nation that will be corrupt free, at least to the minimum. On that note, I would like to end here. Thank you so much for staying with me online. Those that were watching ever since the show started, thank you. Thanks also for the support. For those that have been writing in the background, encouraging me. Thanks so much for the comments that you've left, for the encouragement of the program. At times it can be very challenging, but your encouragement helps me to keep on, just the same. Like, I want to also say, you also be encouraged to keep on with the fight, to hold on strong, and know that certainly we are going to make it. Well, once again, this is Vision for the Nation, live on ABC Amber TV. And, we've come to the end of the show. If there are any other comments, any other things that you want us to discuss, probably you can inbox us. You can also email us on Vision for the Nation. Sorry, that's visionftn@gmail.com. I repeat again, visionftn@gmail.com, which is also right there on your screen. So, what have we learned today regarding corruption? It's a disease. It's a cancer system. We need to implement, transparent solutions that are going to help us to fight against that spirit of corruption. So we want to be a new people. We are a new generation, new nation, and we have to build the right foundation, and it starts now. Anyway, thanks again. My name is Danny MC, and you were watching Vision for the Nation. God bless you, and see you next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Amber time. And just in case Secretary Chris has to come because of some of the emergencies that come up, I will either come earlier or later, but most likely early, just like today. So Tuesday every week, here live on ABC Amber TV, or you can check us on YouTube, Vision for the Nation. And you know what? Send your comments, send your likes, and let us know that you are watching wherever you are in the world. For those on Ground Zero, specifically to you, I want to say, be encouraged. Know that God is with you, regardless of the challenges that you are facing. Stand strong, stand tall, and know that above everything, you are more than a conqueror. God bless you, and have a great week. Bye for now. Welcome to Vision for the Nation.
And I thought that the pressure on another president, on President Zelensky, was not a good idea from either president's standpoint. So